Good Saturday morning, everybody. Chris and Tiffany here with High Seas Cruising, and we are back for this week's episode of What Every Cruiser Wants, where we have real cruise comments for you, letting you know the way you should cruise. Now, I do want to start off today because today's a very special day. Today's a very important day. So I want to start off by saying to all of my brothers and sisters, past, present, and future, Happy Veterans Day.
Yes, Happy Veterans Day.
Definitely got to get that out. And of course, thank you for your service.
Yes.
Watchers of our show know what that's about. But we do actually mean that sincerely. That is not a joke, but listen, if you watched last week's episode, there's a little, I guess, an inside joke with that.
Yeah.
Would be the best way to say that. Now, this week, I do have comments, but we're actually going to be doing something a little bit different. I've branched out and gotten some comments, or even, I guess they could be called complaints, from other sources on the internet. It's all about cruising, and you can definitely see that not everybody understands, all of the little nuances about cruising. But let's get into the comments, and let's see what everybody has to say. Are you ready to give your opinion on cruise comments?
Yes.
All right, so let's start off here with our first one. Now, we all know that there's the possibility of a port change.
Yes.
There could be an itinerary change. Depending on the time of year, in the case of this comment, it's right in the middle of hurricane season. So that very well could have been the reason for the itinerary change of why a cruise ship has to miss a port. And when a cruise ship misses a port, you get the port fees and the taxes back from that. Sometimes you might get a little something extra, but that's not required. That's not guaranteed. But the one thing the cruise lines don't do is reimburse you for things maybe that you bought specifically for that island.
Right.
If you skip a beach day, for an example, and you bought, let's say, a snorkel mask, because you're going to snorkel, for the very first time, and you brought your own equipment, the cruise line's not going to reimburse you for that snorkel mask.
No.
It's just, one of the consequences of missing a cruise port sometimes. But according to this person, that's not how the cruise line should be doing it. So I booked a cruise in March, going to blank to depart on September the 30th. I was told at 5 p.m. September the 29th that I will no longer be cruising to an island anymore, instead going to blank. I called the company and asked to be reimbursed some of my money for inconvenience, as I have spent thousands on beachwear, swimsuits, shorts, sandals, etc., to be told to unpack and bring sweaters for cold weather. They were adamant that I would not be getting any of my money back. Okay, so an itinerary change, and now they want to be paid for the inconvenience of not going. They want to be reimbursed for swimsuits and sandals. I gotta say that my very first question in this entire comment, right? Who spends thousands of dollars for sandals and swimsuits?
Very true.
That is my first question. What kind of sandals and swimsuits did you buy? They didn't say hundreds. They didn't say 1,000. They said thousands of dollars.
That's a lot of money.
That is a lot of money for swimwear.
Yes. Considering, depending on where they live, they probably already had a swimsuit.
I mean, even if they didn't have a swimsuit, I'm just trying to picture this in my head. You booked a cruise. Now, this particular complaint was filed against Royal Caribbean. Okay? So, what they're saying in this comment is they apparently spent more on the swimsuit than they probably did on the cruise.
Sounds like it.
I'm going to personally have to agree. No, the cruise line's not going to reimburse you for your swimsuit.
I think the cruise line did good, though, in the fact that they warned them ahead of time instead of while on the cruise.
That's true. I mean, the cruise line will always let you know as soon as they possibly can that, hey, an itinerary change is coming. Sometimes they can get it before the cruise. Sometimes, of course, it's while you're cruising, the weather changes, something like that. I think it's ridiculous to say, I need thousands of dollars. I want some of this money back because I had to buy swimsuits. This person obviously didn't read the cruise contract that says the cruise lines can do this.
Yes. And then my other question would be, Where was this ship going that all of a sudden you went from swimsuits, thousands of dollars worth of swimsuits, to sweaters and cold? I understand that the temperature drops a little bit, but it kind of sounds like they were going down to the Caribbean if you needed swimsuits and all of that stuff. But then to go to sweaters?
That could theoretically be possible. Let's say if they were sailing out of like Boston, and instead of going south to the Caribbean, they would have gone north. But they only missed, according to this, one port stop. So, and it doesn't say which port stop it is. So it is theoretically possible, depending on the itinerary, which it didn't really state what it is. I just thought this comment was, I don't know, amusing to me that they wanted reimbursement for thousands of dollars for swimsuits. I mean, what were these swimsuits made out of? Gold? Were they made out of the $100 bills?
I guess on that part you would have to look and see how many people were in their party. Did he pay for all of the swimsuits?
I don't know. Maybe I'm out of touch with what swimsuits cost. But how many swimsuits would you have to buy for it to be thousands of dollars? I don't think we've spent thousands of dollars on stuff to wear on a cruise since we started cruising.
No.
Not thousands. Like always, let me throw this out to you guys. What do you think? Do you think the cruise line should have reimbursed her thousands of dollars for swimsuits? Or what I think is really the biggest question, has anybody out there spent thousands of dollars to buy swimsuits? I mean, we're talking, fancy underwear. You guys let me know in the comments below what you guys think about that comment. All right, on to comment number 2. Now, this one, maybe people think differently than I think. But if I tell you that your deposit is non-refundable, what does that mean?
It means I'm not getting my money back if I decide to cancel or postpone.
But what if you want your money back?
It's non-refundable, so it's...
But what if you want your money moved somewhere else?
It's non-refundable. It's not...
You sure you're not confused?
I am sure I'm not confused.
Non-refundable means you don't get it back, right?
You do not get it back.
Okay, that's what I thought non-refundable meant too. I thought that was the whole point of having travel insurance, especially with the cancel for any reason clause in it, just in case you booked a non-refundable cruise. Because there are cruises out there that you can book that are refundable, and there are quite a few of them out there that have a non-refundable deposit, which means if you cancel that cruise, you're not getting that money back. The cruise line is not giving you that money back. Now, you may be able to file through travel insurance that has a cancel for any reason clause, but the cruise line is not giving you that deposit back. So now I have a comment from a person who admits up front they knew the cruise was non-refundable. They knew their deposit was non-refundable, but are still happy that the cruise line wouldn't do what they wanted.
Not happy.
Not happy. We booked with Royal Caribbean quite a while ago. I was aware that the deposit is non-refundable, but it was never explicitly stated that it was 100% forfeitable. Due to unforeseen impending surgery, we will not be able to make this trip. We tried rescheduling, but as a high school teacher, there are few times I can vacation. There are not many cruises available for blank or blank yet. When I asked to keep the $500 deposit as credit to apply to a future cruise in blank or blank, I was expressly told no, it was 100% forfeited. And yet, all they emphasize in advertising is it is non-refundable. They never clearly disclose it is to be forfeited. I'm hoping you could help persuade them to keep it as a credit and B, help correct their misleading advertising.
Just because you change the word from non-refundable to forfeited doesn't make it right.
Well, that's what I'm wondering. Because to me, non-refundable means I'm not getting the money back. Now, don't get me wrong. It would be awesome if you could book a cruise, pay your deposit, and go, I cannot make this cruise. And the cruise line said, well, you know what? We will take the money you have already paid and apply it to a different cruise when you could go. That would be great. But that's not how it works.
No.
The cruise line is, in my opinion, quite clear that it is non-refundable.
Yes.
You're not going to get it back. That doesn't mean we'll move it somewhere else for you and you get it back that way. It means non-refundable. Okay, so I don't think that they're misleading in their advertising at all by saying it is non-refundable. I kind of think, I feel this person is looking for a loophole and saying that they're misleading them, that they felt, misled because basically the cruise line won't do what they want.
Right. And I'm sure if you look at the commercials or the advertising, there's always small, very small, fine print at the bottom of the screen. And I don't know about you, but it's like a blip. It's there and it's gone, so you don't have time to read it, but I'd be willing to bet that that is in there.
I don't know. When I booked a cruise and it's a non-refundable deposit, it pops up on the screen and says, are you sure you are aware you are booking a non-refundable deposit? Now, this to me also is a good example of why you have travel insurance with the, cancel for any reason clause.
Yes.
That's why that's super important. That's why we push that and suggest that, and why travel insurance is so important. Because when these things happen, and things happen, they happen to people. A surgery, that's not something you can control.
No.
It's not like you're like, next week I'm supposed to go on a cruise, but you know what I'd rather do? I'd rather let some guy cut on me. Nobody, makes that decision consciously in that way. But yeah, if you book non-refundable, it means non-refundable. I mean, does it mean anything else to you?
No. And like I said at the beginning, changing the word to forfeited doesn't make it right.
I don't think it does either. I kind of think you're nitpicking it a little bit. But let's ask you guys out there, what do you think? Do you think that non-refunded means anything other than non-refunded? While I said it would be nice if they could move it to another cruise, I mean, do you think that is something they should have done in this case? Or non-refundable just means non-refundable? And finally, our last comment. Now, this one's a bit of a doozy. And I'm really curious to know the number of people that would agree with this person whatsoever. All right, so let's go up into the spa area on board the cruise ship. You have your thermal suites, you have saunas, you have steam rooms. Depending on the ship, depending on the cruise line, sometimes, you have ones that are only for guys, ones that are only for girls. And on some cruise ships, they're communal, where you could have both in there. But here's my question to you. Do you think if it is a communal sauna, actually, it could be either all guys, all girls, but communal in this specific case, how would you like to go in there and have everybody in the sauna just be buck naked?
Ew. No.
You don't want to go in there and see our fellow cruise passengers just in there just letting it all hang loose?
No.
Do you think other cruisers want that?
No.
No. I would say that is the case too. But this person thinks it's silly that we have to wear clothes in the sauna. Hey, why do users of the saunas on the Dream have to wear swim costumes? Proper sauna etiquette is to go naked. Why don't you have communal saunas and steam rooms? Our health club at home in Marble Falls has the communal type. Much better. Towels and bathing suits should be optional and not required. Texans are not used to these stupid and childish rules. Let's break this one down. I saved this one just for you. I just knew that you would get a kick out of this one.
All I can say is ew.
Yeah, ew. I don't want to go in there naked. I'm sorry, that's ooh for you. That's not even ooh for me. That's ooh for the others that would have to see that kind of mess.
It's not so much the seeing that kind of mess. I'm thinking, we just came out of COVID and everybody's staying 6 feet apart, and you're still hearing about people getting sick on cruise ships. And I can just imagine one of them thinking, oh, I'll go sit in a steam room and naked, and no, That's no.
I just don't want to see all that.
Well, that too. I don't want to see all that either.
I don't want to see all that. So yeah, this person wants communal steam rooms, communal saunas, onboard cruise ships, and towels and bathing suits should be optional. And I'm picturing this in my head. You're sitting in there, you're relaxing, getting yourself a nice steam, and the door opens and you're going to get something you didn't want to get.
Yeah.
You're going to see something you didn't want to see. And then they throw one of my favorite comments in here that I have no idea where they get this crap from. Texans are not used to these stupid and childish rules. I'm Texan. You're Texan. I've been in steam rooms here in Texas. I've been in saunas here in Texas. They have them in the gyms and different places like that. And you're supposed to be covered up. Yeah. Maybe this person goes to one location in one spot where they can all
hang out.
Hang out. Good pun. Where they can just all hang out. And now they've assumed that this is for all Texans and all people want this and it should be optional. No. No.
Not only that, but come on, when you're on a cruise ship, how many towels do you see laying around? Can you imagine the nasty towels left in the sauna by buck naked people? Ew.
See, you're going off on all these different roads. I'm still stuck on the fact that I would have to walk in and see all that.
Well, that too.
I stopped right there.
I'm trying not to picture, but
that picture's stuck in my head.
I'm thinking about. I don't know.
Yeah, so let's throw this out to you guys. What do you guys think? Do you want communal saunas and steam rooms on board cruise ships? Do you want clothing covering up of the bits? Do you want that optional? Are you looking forward to heading in there for a nice relaxing steam and getting a view of something you really didn't want to see? Let us know in the comments because I am curious to know how many people agree with this. And that's going to be our video today for what every cruiser wants. Let me know in the comments below what you guys think. Are these people right or are these people wrong? What do you think? How did you like today's comments?
I'm stuck on the last one.
I knew that you would be. Remember, I do not show these to Tiffany prior to doing this video. I want that full surprise. I want that full, what did you just say? When I read these comments out to her, just like you guys get it when I do the video. That way her reactions are real. They're, seat of her pants kind of reactions, which is what we want to get. Yes. All right, I hope everyone has enjoyed today's video. If you have, do me a favor and hit that like button. If you haven't done so yet, do me a favor and hit subscribe. It's free to do so. Helps this channel grow. Let you know anytime we put out new videos so that you never miss an episode of Saturdays, what every cruiser wants. Hope everyone out there is having a really great day. Again, have a happy Veterans Day. And like always,
we'll see you out on the high seas.